You're welcome once again to the Polity, your darling program from Kaftan Television, and we're broadcasting live from the Abuja studio. My name is Dayo Omogun. I'm very excited to be here, and I do hope that you are there because it's only with you that the program is complete, and I have an assurance that you're there. It's good to have you. And today we will be talking about what's been happening, what's been trending online, about the differences, the tension between Nigerians and Ghanaians right there in Ghana that led to, over the last 1 or 2 weeks or a few weeks, to people in Ghana, Ghanaians, clamoring for a repatriation of Nigerians. And so today we're trying to look at what is the latest, what's the feeling, how is it right now? I mean, how tense is the tension? How are things calming down? Is this official, or is this just the people, the ordinary people of Ghana, or is this also being promoted in government circles, and so on and so forth? These are some of the things we will be talking about. And to make this happen, to give you a rich flavor to it, to bring depth, to bring actuality, we're bringing in a Ghanaian journalist by the name Isa Jesus Ali, and he is joining us via Zoom. And if he's there, I'd like him to just respond with it. All right, so we will be bringing him on in a few minutes time. His name is Isa, and very strangely in most places, Jesus Ali. Well, so we probably will just concentrate on Isa Ali, and he's a Ghanaian journalist who has lived in Nigeria for quite some time, and also based in Ghana right now. He'll give us a feel of things so that we can have a proper handle, a proper pulse of what exactly is happening. And so I would like to check if he's already online. Ali, if you're there, just say hi. Okay, all right. So hopefully shortly he will get back, get connected. In the meantime, let's talk about xenophobia. Let's talk about we've experienced xenophobia, particularly in South Africa. Nigerians seem to have been, attacked almost for no reason, almost for succeeding where others probably have failed, and all that. And I'm being joined now by Ali, Isa Ali, and I do hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, let's have your hello.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
All right. So you're welcome to the show. That's my guest via Zoom. Very shortly also, I should have an in-house guest. But in the meantime, let's go with Isa Ali, who is a Ghanaian journalist. And I'm sure that millions from around the world are preening their ears to hear you speak concerning this matter. Let me say welcome to the Polity, Ali. My name is Dayo Omogun.
Yeah, my name is Isa Ali. Thank you so much. But the name Jesus in Ghana is in Muslim. When you are called, if your name is Isa, Christian, that's your name is Jesus. So in Ghana, when your name is Isa, they used to call you Jesus. So that's the reason why they call me Jesus. But my real name is Isa Ali.
Oh, okay. Can you take that last? You are Isa Ali, but the general people, yeah?
Yeah, my real name is Isa Ali. But
great.
People call me Jesus because of the name Isa. In Muslim, Jesus means Isa.
All right. It's good to have. It's good to have that background information. All right. So Isa Ali,
Yeah.
you're welcome. And quickly, let's get down to business. Let me ask you, in the last few weeks, we've had very troubling videos online of the altercation between Ghanaians and Nigerians who are known to be brothers for so many years. And this is a little bit out of character between the two of us. So it will be good to know what exactly is playing out, what must have led to the conflict, and what must have led to the misunderstanding that escalated to the point where Nigerians are being asked to leave. What exactly, give us a run-up to this point.
Well, actually, it's not about Ghanaians want to Nigerians to leave. Let's
Wow. Oh no. Right, so
hello, can you hear me, sir?
yes, I can hear you.
Okay. It's not about
But you
the
may have
way-
to go a little bit back so we can catch up with you.
Okay. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Yes. It's not about Ghanaians want Nigerians to leave. It's about, okay, I think, let's say some few weeks ago, Ezedimbo in Ghana had a video that he wants to build a Nigeria kingdom in Ghana. And you know, the issue in Ghana is now most of the, let me say, most of the crime that happens in Ghana, if they arrest the perpetrator, you see one Ghanaian, maybe 5 Nigerian, one Ghanaian, maybe 3 Nigerian. So it has make like Ghanaians are seeing that some of Nigerians are putting like bad image in Ghana. So that makes the reason why people are saying Ghanaians are saying Nigerians to go. It's not about like that. And it's not from the government. It's some of the youth who are saying that. But everything is fine. When you go to circle, Ghanaians are doing their business. Nigerians are doing their business. So there is no any chaos like the way people are talking about.
All right. So it's not as bad as was presented online. That's what you're saying.
No. It's not like that. If I had the time, I would have go to circle where you see Nigerians are selling phones. These phones, accessory, earpin, mapping. These business are owned by Nigerians are doing, especially the Igbos. They are doing that business and they are freely in circle. Nobody harass them. But just like in any country, you have some bad people, you have some good people. As I say, I've been with NTA for almost 8 years. I've been in Nigeria, I've stayed in Nigeria, Lagos, Abuja, then back in so I've been with Nigerians. We have good people, we have Nigerians are good, we have bad people, we have good people, but sometimes the bad ones, they makes people who think like Nigerians are bad. So that's the reason. But there is no any kiosk in Ghana like they are sacking Nigeria. When you go to market, they are doing their business. They don't have issue with anybody.
All right. Okay. That's quite reassuring, because the feeling back home when those videos emerged was very troubling. And so it's a good thing that we can hear from not just a journalist, but a Ghanaian journalist, and who has had a taste of Nigerian brotherhood, brotherliness, Nigerian readiness to receive other Africans, even and people from around the world. Nigeria is a place that's open, and we open our arms in warm embrace to people who come in. Yes, there may have been 1 or 2 things that would have happened in the past, but generally, Nigerians, like you heard him say, are generally very loving, very warm, very hospitable people. And that also is what we know of Ghanaians. So much so that we've enjoyed, I mean, common cultures, high life music, your kenke, or what is it called?
Ghana jollof, Nigeria jollof.
Exactly. Is generally very much enjoyed in Nigeria. We have a whole lot of common grounds. I'm sure you want to also quickly expatiate on that, right?
Yeah.
Let's explore some of the common grounds.
Yeah, as I said, when you come to even let's say 3 days today, excuse me, I was watching BB Nigeria. A guy came. His name is Mensa. We have a similar name in Ghana. People call Mensa Kofi in Ghana. But just we need to, I think the two countries need to sit and educate some of us, the youth, that when you are travel to another country's land, you need to be careful, because it's not your country. Even though they are Ghanaians in Nigeria, they are doing their business. They are minding their own business. If you go to another man's country to do your business, mind your own business, you don't have problem with it. I don't think anybody will harass you. But the issue is, the problem that we are having here in Ghana is anytime a crime will commit, when you go to check, you see 1 Ghanaian and 5 Nigerian. And excuse me to say, and all these people, when you check their background, they are Igbos.
Wow. All right.
That's, yeah.
All right. See, now you've identified, you've made very solid points about people being law-abiding, whether they are in their own country or whether they are abroad. And I think that that is very critical, and I agree with you in total. Like I say, in private discussions and certain occasions, it's important to understand that what happens, what is permissible in your family may not be permissible in another family. Just like it is across nations. There are nations, for example, that have legalized the use of marijuana. Whereas in some other places, it could attract maybe death penalty, it could attract long years in prison and all that. So you must understand what is acceptable in the land that you dwell in. And that's a very solid point. Now, you've talked about crimes that is looking as if the preponderance of crimes are being committed by Nigerians to so much of a ratio of like 5 to 1. And can we truly say this is true? Because we have seen reports where they say almost most of the prostitution, ritual killings, kidnappings, and all such like are being perpetrated mostly by Nigerians. And you just even zeroed in to a particular tribe. Let's have it. Let's have it.
Yeah. Let me emphasize on the one maybe I've seen or I've heard about the ritual. Well, I can't say much about that. But for crime and prostitution, most of the prostitution, when you go across on the streets of Accra, excuse me to say my language, you say most of them are Nigerian. I think most of them. I will not say there is not any national on it. There you see a Ghanaian, you see maybe different countries, but most of it, when you check, most of them are from Nigeria. I think, yeah, that's why it's, yeah, sure.
Wow. Now, let's dig a little bit further into some of these things. First of all, is prostitution illegal in Ghana?
No.
It's not illegal. So,
it's not illegal.
Speaking particularly on prostitution, what do you think really would be the challenge? We can take them one after the other, but what do you think is really the issue here? Is it an issue of opportunities being taken over by countries of other nationals, particularly Nigerians? Do you think that's what's playing out, where probably the Ghanaian person involved in that trade is thinking, I would have had more clients if these troublesome Nigerians, quote unquote, were not in our country at the level in which they are?
For that side, I can't say much because I'm not, excuse me, I'm not going on tutorial to go and look for someone. But what I can say is, be a while, they had the issue about trade issue in Ghana. But the trade issue is like when you go to our market cycle, Nigeria. If Nigeria is anywhere, there are word that people say Nigeria know they carry last. You people are too aggressive.
Okay.
Yes, making money. And when you come
Is
to
it
my
really aggressive or hardworking, pushful, very enterprising?
let me say, you Nigerians are hardworking because I've been with Nigerian in my life before, almost like 10 years, and I know how Nigerians they don't like Nigeria know they carry lies.
All
Any
right.
Nigeria person want to be the first to grab any business. I think that's, and when you come to, and when you go to different countries, you don't see like the same attitude or the same energy. You understand? So at least one person will feel like you are taking over
His place. Okay.
opportunity.
His
Yes, his
opportunity.
place. Yeah, so we need to understand on that. But but there are Ghanaians that have traveled to Nigeria, to China, to America, so they will understand all this. But not all of us will understand. You get me? So we need to, I think, more education has to come when someone is travel to a different country. I think the embassy have to do like something like community talk, so that they will be educating people to know you are in different country, even though you want to make money or you want to make your business go. Nobody stop you to make business. Nobody stop you, but sometimes at least you need to know how to, so that you not step on someone too. Yeah.
Oh, thank you for that. So the issue really is that in some places, the Nigerian, the Nigerian is very resilient, very has the can-do spirit, and they set out on some of those journeys believing that they have to bring something back home. But of course,
Back home,
bottom
sure.
line is that they must observe the laws of the land. I think we agree, we must agree on that. And I do hope
Yeah.
that Nigerians who are watching can also relate with this. There's no country that's going to allow you to run foul of their law and you just get away with it. This should be a constant. And but you see, when this broke out, some people began to see it as emanating out of bitterness or based on history, based on some things that had transpired between Nigeria and Ghana before now. And I'm talking about 1983 when Ghanaians were asked to go. And for some Ghanaians, that pain, that injury has never really healed. So for some observers, it was being thought that, oh, this was going to be like a revenge mission or something. But from what you have said thus far, it doesn't quite sound like that. Do you want to weigh in on this?
No. I don't think it's because of this Ghana must go, because most of the youth that are on social media today, TikTok, most of them were not born that time. I was not even born that time. So why are you, or what's feelings? It's about, I don't think it's this Ghana must go thing. I don't think it doesn't not bother them, because most of the youth on TikTok, they are talking about Nigeria, excuse me to say, to go or not, or Ghana must go. Most of them were not born. So why are they having that feelings? Yeah, you understand. It's about I think most of things are the crime issue.
All right.
The crime is the problem. Yeah, the crime, because this issue was happening, people were talking Nigeria must go, Nigeria, blah blah blah. When you go to voter registry, two Nigerians kill a taxi driver. Two Nigerians kill a taxi driver just to run away with the car when this thing was happening. So I think, sir, when you look all this, how will those people feel? You get me? So I think more education has to go, and then the youth have to know that we are in different country. We need to know how to move out, so that I think everything will be fine. Without that, I don't think there is a problem, because as I'm saying now, when you go to the market, people are doing their business at circle, people are selling their phone. There is no issue there. So there is no problem. And
Oh,
most
oh,
of
oh,
the
oh,
Nigerians are even married to Ghanaian.
of course. All right. You have advocated more education, which is sound, which is very correct. But let me ask you.
Let me put the reason why I say more education. You know, I was working with NTA as a West Africa correspondent.
Okay.
So I was all my news was emphasized on Nigerian. Anytime I have to, when I go through even though we do news across the world, but all the news that we need to have to emphasize on Nigerian. So I know what I'm saying, and I've seen some. I know what I've seen. I've seen some. That's why I'm talking about education. You know, sometimes I think those people that brought some of the youths here, they don't tell them the truth. They don't tell them the truth. They lie them. So when the person comes, you see like, wow, this is what when I was traveling, this is not what they told me. And when you came back, some of them are feeling shy to go back home. Maybe maybe their colleagues will lie down when you travel to outside. You didn't bring anything. So everybody is trying to make money. It's good to make money, but you need to know the kind of place or the kind of money that you go out of it. So that's why I'm saying that the education have to be more. We need to be more educated, so that before someone will leave his country to go to another man's country.
All right. Thank you so much for that. And I think that the government agencies involved in this are taking note and will do the appropriate thing. But then let me ask you, Ali, if indeed the issue is crime, don't you think that it's better that the process of the law, that the court system, your justice system tackles it, rather than the people? Because what it does is, when people react this way, it sounds xenophobic. It sounds just like feeling insecure. It looks as if the home people are insecure. They are concerned that these people are making so much progress. They are making so much, having so much success, and all that. And I mean, they are not our people. Let's find a way to frustrate them out. And then it becomes like self-help. Whereas every country has its justice system, and I think I'm asking: is it not better for the law to take its course in the proper manner than for the country's nationals to now begin to project themselves in a light that is not very complimentary? Because yes, like I said before, no country wants to accept any lawlessness. So if where there is law or where there is offense, then there is law, or where there is law, then there is offense, and there is justice system. Is it not better that these people are tackled using the legal system, your justice system, than that people begin to do this kind of because we'll go there now. The next point will be that, is this the thinking in government circles also, or is this just a thinking of the people? Maybe we should take that first. Is this limited to the people, or is government involved in this?
Government involved as in what? Please, can you?
No. This thinking that Nigerians should go, from what you have said, I could decipher, I could deduce that you are saying that it's just a pocket, a handful of Ghanaians who felt irritated, who felt aggrieved about certain things that Nigerians were doing, that carry that out. And unfortunately, because we're in a social media world and everything that happened, the world is a global village right now. What happens in Ghana this moment can be put on media and everybody sees from around the world. So you are saying that it's not that huge. So I can deduce from there that this is just a few people who felt aggrieved by the excesses of Nigerians.
Yes.
Sorry? So, when you get back. So, I'm saying, from what you have said thus far, Ali, you have tried to paint a picture that this is within a few persons, a few Ghanaians who got aggrieved because of some of the excesses of Nigerians who are resident in Ghana. This is not an official position of Nigerians must leave. Are you there? All right, so we do hope that the network improves. When Ali comes back, he would attend to that. But there's no doubt that Nigerians also have to take a number of lessons from our discussions thus far. All right, just before I go into the lessons. Now, Ali, I don't know whether you heard me before that problem with the network.
Yeah, then I didn't hear you.
Okay, let me get back to you. I'm saying that from what you have said thus far, I deduce that you have said that this is not the official position. The Nigerians must go thing is not an official position of Ghanaian government, right?
No. It's not about. It's not an official. Even the president spoke about it. I think if I get a video, I can even share with you later. It's not about government thing. It's just individual. Some of the youths that on social media are doing all this thing, but it's not related anything about government.
Thank you very much.
Not anything about government.
Now, I'm saying that if it is so, what it then means is that these issues of crime are issues that can be dealt with using your judicial system, your legal system, rather than resorting to a situation of self-help by the people who have been aggrieved, right?
Sorry, the
network is challenging.
So I can't. Yeah, it's challenging. Sure.
Sorry?
I didn't hear you well.
All right, I'll repeat that. I said from what you have said thus far, which you have agreed that this is not official. You have even said categorically this has nothing to do with government. It's just a few Ghanaians who felt aggrieved that posted this on social media. And because of the virality of it, that's why we felt tense, that it's not as bad as it seemed. Now, I'm saying that since you have put it down to crime, is it not possible and is it not better for the legal system of your country to deal with this in the legal way through the justice system and bring offenders to book in the appropriate manner? I mean, for all eyes to see that justice is done and is seen to be done, rather than a situation where it looks as if the people who are aggrieved begin to resort to self-help, which in the eyes of the world becomes like xenophobia. All right. We're having some challenges with the network, but I'm sure that you're following, those of you who are watching. So I'm saying that, all right, Ali, did you get that?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Did you hear me before now?
Yes, I heard about what you said, but what I'm trying to say is the legal system, even 3 days today, they arrested a Nigeria who want to acquire a Ghana passport. Just 3 days today, and they sentenced like 7 months or 8 months. I'm not that sure, but I'll check my archives and then send it to you. But I think the government, they are doing their own to, it's not that easy if somebody commits a crime just to put him, but you need to take him to court and a lot of things. So they are doing their best on that.
So that's what I'm saying, that it's better to follow it that way. It's better for aggrieved citizens to make their reports to the police and maybe go to court rather than say leave. Because if you want to do that, then every country will be asking every other nationals to leave.
Country to leave. I understand. I understand.
I understand. So because it's better to follow the matter legally, deal with it legally. If somebody has to go to jail, they go to jail, but justice will be done and be seen to be done, rather than the people presenting themselves as being xenophobic. Oh my God. All right. Okay. So, okay. Now I'm asking Ali, is it not better? Okay. So, I was saying just before we had that network glitch, is it not better to follow, if indeed the problem is that some Nigerians resident in Ghana have taken to crime? Yes, we will have such persons wherever in the world, and it's not peculiar to Nigerians. So I'm sure that there are other nationals. Just recently, we had plenty of Chinese who ran foul of the Nigerian law and all that. But we did not, because of that, say that all Chinese should leave Nigeria. And I think that that's the proper attitude. At a certain point, some of them were arrested, and I think that some were even recently prosecuted. Whether the prosecution has been, the court case has been concluded, I do not quite remember. But I'm saying that every country will, from time to time, host other nationals. And if they've run foul of the law, it will be a lot better for international relations, for peace, and for peaceful coexistence around the world, to have the law, the justice system of such a country follow up on such matters to their logical conclusion, such that justice is done and seen to be done, rather than individuals pushing for their expulsion, pushing for their repatriation. Because what it does is that it begins to present such people as being xenophobic. So that's the point. Because if you now begin to use the sins of a few nationals to now rub off on the entire residents the entire nationals of that country who are resident in your country, what it will mean is that every country around the world will be repatriating people almost on a daily basis. And I think that will lead to a whole lot of confusion and strife around the world. Let's take a break, and when we get back, we make progress. Welcome back to the Polity, coming to you live from the Abuja studio of Captain Television. I believe that You've been on this ride with us thus far from the very beginning, most of you. And just in case you're just joining, my name is Dayo Omogun, and we've been talking about xenophobia in Ghana and the latest update. And to make this quite original and from the source, we up to the last break had a Ghanaian journalist via Zoom who'd been speaking with us, and I did say that I was expecting a guest physically in the studio, and he's here right now, and it looks as if due to network challenges, that's about all that we're going to be able to do with Issa Ali, except some miracle happens. So from this point, we'll be continuing with my my in-house guest right here, Ben Agundoye. You're welcome, Ben.
It's my pleasure.
All right. So, Ben, before you came, we tried to establish what exactly was the problem that led to the recent spat between Nigerians and Ghanaians that trended and was viral and created a whole lot of tension between us and them. And you know how tense Nigerians back home were over those reports. I'm sure you saw some of those videos. So we brought in a Ghanaian journalist as guest, who's been on with us until you came, and he tried to de-escalate. Is it de-escalate? He tried to calm it down, that it's not as bad as was received back home, that it had to do with a few Ghanaians who are aggrieved over some level of rascality, some level of excesses that Nigerians based in Ghana are perpetrating. Of course, not all of them, but a small percentage of them. And in fact, he went ahead to say that Nigerians and Ghanaians are still in very cordial, still operating cordiality. They do socials together. And Nigerians are running their businesses peacefully without harassment and all that. But he was just concerned, and the Ghanaians are concerned, that there are crimes being perpetrated. Like, for example, there was among those reports was that ritual killings were being done, and some Ghanaians were disappearing because of ritual killings and kidnappings and armed robbery and then prostitution. So I tried to take on Ali by asking whether, for example, prostitution is illegal in Ghana, and he said no. Now, and I tried to ask, could that then be a situation where Ghanaians who are involved in that trade have a feeling like these people are taking our opportunities? And of course, it's not far from that. In fact, not just in prostitution, but in some other businesses, considering the pushfulness of Nigerians when they get into any business. But in spite of that, there are lessons we must share with Nigerians, because he was very insistent on the fact that people must abide by the law of the land where they go take residence. So I do not know whether we need to go back again to some of those things that has been said, but what lessons, considering that he emphasized the need to abide by laws, what exactly is the message we should be speaking to our own Nigerian brothers and sisters?
Well, like he said, the number one thing is, when you are in a society or a place that is not your own, I think that you need to sit down and live with your host in peace. But when you lord it over your host, it is natural for the host to resist you. And so if we are beginning to get those kind of resistance, when of course the Fulanis did whatever they did in Ghana, also we know 2-3 years back, there were some form of resistance in Ghana to say that, look, if we see your cow anywhere, we'll shoot it down. and some of them went as ahead as being derogatory as say this is not Nigeria. So naturally, when
but since this is not Nigeria, you can't behave like this here.
You can't behave like this here. We'll kill your cows, this and that. But like we're saying, when you are in Africa, we have indigens, and we need to understand that apart possibly from the US, virtually every other nation of the world has some measure of respect for who is an indigene, different from who is a citizen. I've seen British forms. They don't just ask you if you are a UK citizen. They go further to break it down. Are you black UK? Are you English? Are you Scottish? Are you Welsh? Are you EU? Are you EU? Are you Europe EU?
Wow.
Europe others? Is
Wow.
that, are you Asia China? Are you Asia Indian or Pakistan? Are you Asia others? Britain go as far as that level. When you even say you are British black, they want to know if you are Caribbean origin or African origin. Yes, no, ask them. Their forms can go into so much details. And when it comes to that, I think I can remember one of the books we read in primary school. At the end of was it Trouble in Form 6? I can't remember the title now. But the writer, who had been a teacher in a A-level school, after all his trouble, he said, now I know that even though I am British, I am not a Briton. That was the conclusion in that book. And so even though at that time I had never interacted with British people or know where Britain was located, I understood clearly that there is a difference between being British and being a Briton. A British means you are a citizen or you have been recognized, so to say. But a Briton means you are an indigene. So in every environment, there are indigenes. It's just like you saw it here also not too long ago. A bill came up in the National Assembly asking that if you have lived 10 years in the place, you should become an indigene. I don't think that those things are fair on the indigenous people of those environments. Because all you are saying, no, you can just come, stay for 10 years. You are already a citizen of the nation and you should get rights and privileges that belongs to citizens. But to extend it to becoming indigene wouldn't be fair.
Right.
When you check our history, at independence, Western Cameroon used to be here. What were the reasons they gave for leaving? They said, look, you have put us in a region where we are over-dominated and we cannot continue to tolerate some people coming into our land to dominate us. So to a large extent, therefore, you will see that the fear of domination was part of the reason why they chose to leave. So you don't come to somebody's land. It doesn't matter how much you know and how much capacity you have. You should not be seen to want to dominate him in his land and expect him not to revolt. And I think that is what we are seeing.
You think that's the issue?
That's the issue.
No, let's go a little bit back. Nigeria and Ghana have come a long way, sharing some common cultures, music, high life, sharing some common cuisine, and all that. And but where we have had this series of attacks mostly has been South Africa in recent history. Now, so are you saying that indeed some of these responses by those host countries are justified?
Well, resistance, right, and rejecting to be opposed in your land, I think is justified. But the extent to which you now go, killing or destroying people's property is not justified in any way. For me, you cannot justify arson. You cannot justify murder. You cannot justify killing people, as far as I'm concerned. But you have the right to say, look, you cannot come and dominate me in my own land. And then at that point you should be talking to your government to say that, look,
very good,
put a limit to what these people are doing. If the government then fail and there is breakdown of law and order, the government at that point should be held
will be responsible. Because that takes me to that question I was asking Ali before we had these issues of the network challenge, the epilepsy of the network. Now, I was saying that is it not better for the country to take up such matters legally and ensure that justice is done and seen to be done, than have a situation where people begin to resort to self-help and then present themselves as xenophobic?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, when you say, okay, the xenophobia is, of course, it's not actually that these people hate foreign things. If Ghanaians hate foreigners, right, Nigerians should not be in their nursing schools. In their nursing schools in Ghana, we have more Nigerians than Ghanaians.
Yeah, right.
In their private
in some of their private universities, that's correct. Yes.
So those things, therefore, they do not, in my opinion, hate Nigeria as a people.
Right.
But they seem to be reacting to that
some
tendency
excesses,
of some Nigerians being excessive in trying to dominate them in their own land. I'm sure you know that even within Nigeria, you have markets in Lagos where certain tribes are the only people who can vow, who can aspire to be the market committee people.
Would that not be a function of? Would that not be a function of democracy? For example, is it possible? For example, no, you just said no. Wait there. You just said that if a people in their own domain should not be, other people should not come and override them.
Lord it over them.
Now, if you have a market where a certain group of people dominate, I mean, that is, they outnumber others.
Yes.
Do you expect that it is people of the very insignificant minority that should lead such a group?
No, we are talking about the constitution saying only people from certain 5 states can contest.
The constitution of such a market?
Of such a market says, of the association says, only people from this number of states can contest. Even among those states, there are percentages allocated.
You have this on good authority?
So if you are not from within those 5 states, you cannot aspire to contest in that section of the market in that particular association. But that market is located in Lagos.
All right, okay.
And those 5 states are outside the
Lagos,
I've not been to the market in Kaduna, but a friend who is also a journalist told me that, look, one of the reasons he didn't want to live in Kaduna is where they have their house. There is a market that is close by, and people from a section of the country runs that market. That's if they do not permit you, you cannot have a shop. And whatever, the only what you are allowed to sell is what you will sell. And that she, being from Kaduna, cannot imagine that that is happening at their doorstep. And so there is no way she will enter the market and will not fight. And that's why
just to avoid all that
all the time. That's so to avoid all that, he stays in Abuja, and even when he needs to get to Kaduna, he makes sure that he stays away entirely from that section of the town. Where it is non-indigenous who decides who can have a shop and who cannot have. So those domineering tendencies are what
will always provoke
to check.
Will always provoke the kind of.
You are free to be enterprising. You are free to do your things and do it the way it should be done.
Because you see, I was going to ask you until this last explanation. I was going to ask you what exactly is your definition of domination. But okay, I think we stay with what you have just said.
Basically, you don't lord it over the people. Yes, you have come. You are a visitor.
But you are accepted.
You are accepted. So live with the people. Integrate with their culture as much as you can.
But don't try to upstage them.
But when you now think you are smart and you want to upstage them, it will always bring a reaction. And when it brings that reaction, of course, you have more things to lose than the indigens. Because when the ships are finally down, the authority and the government will not drive away the indigenes for you. It is you who have invested your resources in the foreign land, in a land that is not your own, that will eventually have to bear the brunt. And it's not just in Ghana. In several places we go to, you see people talk about Nigeria. And sometimes want to look at your name and want to begin to differentiate us by name, even when you have the same green passport.
Right.
They are looking at the series of the name or some pattern of name, and they tell you, oh, people who have this pattern of name are the ones creating problem for us. But for those who have not gone to that level of maybe differentiating, a Nigerian is a Nigerian, and they will react as such. I've lived somewhere where somebody said, no, you cannot say that you are a Nigerian. I said, would my passport lie? This is my birth certificate. And it was like, everybody you talk to say, no. I said, perhaps you have interacted with the wrong people. There are a lot of good people from the Nigerian nation who will come into your land and respect your rules and regulation.
Right.
A lot of us are law abiding.
Exactly.
That's so just like we have people who can be outlaws on our side, you also have people who are outlaws on your side. I did remember 7-8 years back, some people were saying, why is AEDC disturbing them? Well, what do you call them? Not AEDC now, AMAC Environmental, disturbing them from putting their wares anywhere they like. That in Ghana, once it's 4 o'clock, they put their tents, they put their shop, and nobody disturbs them. And those are Nigerians saying that. So why is it that they can do it in Ghana and nobody, and they are not
without interference, but we can't do that in Nigeria?
I went to one state in the south, a particular town, and then you realize that there is supposed to be walkway. Now, between where the market shops are and the walkway, there is a drainage. But in a particular part of one of the major roads, they have extended tents from the shops into the road, covering both the drainage
and the walkway.
And everybody you will find in that section of that market speak a language that is different from Urobo, which is the local language there. So they had come from the same path. They have decided to break down the law. Perhaps sometimes they have some support of maybe security people who are their enclaves. Some will even go to the extent of telling you that sometimes they influence the authorities to ensure that when an area commander or a GPU is posted, is somebody that will speak their language or somebody
that is agreeable to them,
who can tolerate their behaviors.
All right, okay.
So even if you aggravate and you go to the police, you are likely not going to get any justice.
All right, but still, I think that we need to emphasize that whatever it is, they even say that the law is an ass, but as stupid as the ass should be, being used to personify the law, I think that there is a need to do justice and for justice to be seen
as done.
Is that correct?
Sure.
Correct. So whatever it takes, it's important as much as possible, I'm sure we agree, that these matters should go through the process of the law rather than people taking laws into their hands in a demonstration of self-help. Do you agree?
Sure.
Good.
It should have actually been a case where we should now.
Because what I said to
I've been in a number of African countries.
Yes.
And I would always say that you don't feel the impact of the Nigerian embassy personnel the way other countries feel it. For instance, I think in 2006 I was in Egypt.
Now let me just tell them.
You have people from other
countries. Please call us. We have opened the line for you. And the number, as usual, is 08029938365, 08029938365. It's on the screen. Please get in touch.
Yeah. And while we were there, I was for training, and we have another guy, I think the national manager from Eritrea. Well, I've gotten my hotels booked online, and then I got on ground, some things were wrong, I needed to change, and I moved to a new place. So when I got to the training school and I met Tekle, he said, oh, this hotel booking got cancelled. How were you quickly able to resolve it? And you said you have settled down. That he came from the embassy that morning, but they have promised to do X, Y, Z. And I said, well, that shouldn't be a problem. It's not my first time coming to that country. But what eventually happened was that the embassy were able to, within that day, got a 3-bedroom flat for 1 month, because of course rents are paid in Egypt monthly in arrears, and put the 3 Eritrean, the one
monthly in arrears or monthly in advance?
Monthly in
that's
arrears.
Just an aside though.
Monthly in arrears, that's what they do.
Okay.
So they quickly got them settled. In hotel, you have to pay a deposit before you can move in and keep renewing. And they were one of them was still expecting this money. It has not even arrived. But the embassy was able to step in. Got them a 3-bedroom flat. The 3 of them moved in. And when you look at what they will pay at the end of the month, it's actually like staying 2 days in
a hotel.
In a hotel.
Okay, so where are you going with this?
So what I'm going with that is, they had complained they could reach the embassy and there's somebody to attend to them. Nigerians who I met, on the other hand, who have gone to the Nigerian embassy, will tell you that, look, they don't get any service. That it's like they just, even when you report, nobody is taking your matter serious, and that so sometimes you are just fed up than to go. Some had issues with flights, and I one day at least went to that airline, Aeroflot. I want to, so I now told them, no, I want to go to Bratislava. Aeroflot now said, look, we had issues with people who have some kind of visa from Nigeria, and so our parent company in Russia has said we should stop taking passengers going to Bratislava from Nigeria, right? So when I got back, I discovered that, number one, that emphasis is not available, or that information is not available to some of the Bratislava bound passengers leaving from Nigeria. Because if that instruction was already there,
then they would not have embarked on the
embassy should have notified Nigerian immigration rather than allow those people to leave Nigeria and get to Cairo and be constituting nuisance. They would have been duly advised from here.
Yeah, but let's come back here.
Yeah.
I'm saying that when Nigerians have such issues, Nigerians are fingered to have committed crimes in some other domains.
Yeah.
I'm saying, is it not better to pursue it legally to a logical legal conclusion than to have a situation where the people take the laws into their hands and then present themselves to the world as being xenophobic?
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. Now, where you have a case where a Nigerian comes to Nigerian embassy and don't get the right treatment.
No, but this is not about the Nigerian. This is about the other nationals.
Let me finish. When a Nigerian cannot get the right treatment, right?
Yes.
Then you can now look at it if a foreigner is coming to that same place to report the Nigerian.
No, I'm saying take away the embassy. You have an issue, somebody has stolen your item.
Yeah.
You go to you go make a report at the police station.
Yes.
Rather than because somebody stole somebody's phone the other day. The other day somebody killed a Nigerian, again is identified as having killed a taxi driver. The other time it's found out that a robbery syndicate involves 4 Nigerians and 1 Ghanaian or 1 South African, whatever country it is. You now say because of those people, let's have all Nigerians move. That sounds xenophobic.
No, that
sounds
wrong.
Very good. That's the point I'm making. So is it not better to have those people pass through the proper judicial system and get whatever they are supposed to get, whether it's an imprisonment, whether it's or even if it comes to that, maybe a repatriation, but justice would have been seen to be done, rather than people taking laws into their hands and committing arson, like you alluded to before, or committing murder and all that.
No, practically, you need to look at this. In a lot of environments, the law or the legal framework is weak.
Let me take this call. Sound point. Yeah, let me take this call. Oops. Well, please do call back. I was just about to pick your call. We love you. We want you to call in. We want you to weigh in on this subject matter. And we do hope that the Almighty Network will help all of us. Yeah, so.
The legal framework is weak. In some environments, you don't even understand the jurisprudence. And so people easily get frustrated because they think they cannot
they may not get it.
Or they don't know how to get justice.
Get about it.
Or they think that the process being put in place to get the justice
will be too slow. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, welcome to the show.
Well done, no?
Yes, ma.
Well done. I want to talk about this Nigerian must go.
Go ahead, ma. But you tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Esther Olalere from Oyo State.
Go ahead, ma.
Please, they did it in 1969. They gave us only 14 days to go back to wherever we come from, because they want to take over our shop. They took over my father's shop, my mother's shop, all our property. Because they want to steal. When they leave people's property, that is what they will do. Those people living there, they must take care. They must know what they are doing, because all their property, the Ghanaians will take it from them later.
All right.
They will take it from them. When they need people's property, that is what they will say. Go back to your country. Give 14 days to pack. Just 14 days. That time I was in Form 2.
All right. Where exactly did you people live in Ghana at the time? Where exactly?
Kumasi.
That's the capital. No, Accra is the capital. Okay.
I was born in Kumasi.
All right.
Tell the people there they should take time. All their property, they might be taking from them.
All right.
Now, my father's house, they took it from them. All our shop, the two shop, my mother's shop, my father's shop, they took it from them. We didn't see anything. We just come like that.
Madam, I feel your loss, your pain. Thank you for calling in, and incidentally, you are the very first caller today. Thank you so much. Now, because of this, if you will call this number later, being the very first caller on this show, you'll get 1,000 naira recharge card. What network is it? You send a message to this phone. Put your name, the phone number, the network that you want. But let me tell you, just before you go, or you can stay watching if you don't have so much airtime. It's important to know that this same thing you are saying is what Ghanaians who were sent out of Nigeria in 1983, that culminated in the Ghana must go whatever. That's what they will also say of Nigerians. Because no, they lost so much. Some of them also lost a whole lot. They had thriving businesses already that they lost, and so on. All right, Madam Olalere, and President Shagari at the time also gave them very short notice and asked that if they do not leave, they should be arrested. So these are, as much as possible, we must be balance in our analysis and our takes. Yeah, I feel she's talking from a place of pain, of course, and of loss,
and of looking at what happened.
Exactly.
We also know that the scenario at that time compared to the now
is a little is different. The
scenario at the time was the economy was run down,
which is also what happened under the Shagari regime. The economy was bad. It was looking as if
more like in our case, it wasn't a direct retaliation. What we were saying at the time was illegal aliens.
Exactly. It wasn't just for everybody.
So it wasn't just for everybody. It was illegal aliens.
And it was even all illegal immigrants, just that Ghanaians were in the majority. Let me take this. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah?
Good morning, presenter.
You're welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Oh, good afternoon. Thank you. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Well, I am calling you from Crossover State.
Go ahead. Your name?
Okay, my name is Ike Dudu.
Ike?
Dudu.
Oh, you must be a son of the Dudu family. Are you a brother to S.O. Dudu?
Yes, I'm brother to S.O.
Go ahead quickly. Thank you for calling. Yeah?
Yes, I'm a brother to S.O. Dudu. Thank you. Please, the issue there is that I would like to plead with the Ghanaian president that he should give at least some months so that they will prepare on how to arrange their things and come back to Nigeria.
All right.
Because instead of giving a short time, that's definitely that what the first caller says, they are having that intention of looting their property. So it should extend the...
No, I think I should just stop you here, Dudu, because government is not involved at all. Government is not saying that. That's the whole point of this session today, to know exactly what the extent of the problem is, whether it has become an official stand or not. And clearly, the Ghanaian journalist that we first of all spoke with on this same show, on this same program, did say clearly that this is not the stand of government. It's just a few Ghanaians who are aggrieved, who had some bad relationships with Nigerians, who made that video and sent. It's not a national problem. It's not a problem. The government is not saying they should leave at all. It's a few people. Yes. So thank you very much. So the case of looting or no looting, I don't think arises in this matter. Yeah.
Well, in the videos you could see some damages. So what I was saying was simple. Frustration of the reaction of the law and the system can actually lead people to take laws
into their hands. Yes.
And take
yes, I agree with you.
And like I was saying, in 1983, illegal aliens were to go. They were not just Ghanaians.
Exactly.
And Ghanaians,
illegal aliens.
Yeah, Ghanaians who were legal aliens remained here, because I remember that up till 1986, I had a chemistry teacher who was a Ghanaian. I had an English teacher who was a Ghanaian. I think one was Mr. Yamua, the other one was Mr. Abua also. Right. And another, and in the same school there was another Mr. Mensah, and those who were unemployed.
All of them have to end. Do their names all have to end in R or OR?
So you have about 3 of them at the time, at least in that singular school, and there were some of them in other places. And I knew some of them, even when the state government now said they rationalized them, some of them went ahead to build thriving coaching centers that became secondary schools today in Ondo State that are doing well and are competing. So it was illegal aliens.
Illegal aliens, exactly. It's important to make that distinction.
And it was not just Ghanaians. It's just that they were higher in number than any other person.
Yes.
And that's why I will not look at what is happening in Ghana actually as xenophobia. And I will explain that. Because in this case, it's just an issue with them and some section of Nigerians, not all Nigerians.
Not all
when
Nigerians.
you get to the case in South Africa,
no, but like you did try to allude. Sometimes, or is not. There's a way by which, if there is an attack, the attack will not begin to try to sort out, this is the it could come against every Nigerian.
Africa, it was not. No, what I'm saying is in Ghana is just between them and Nigeria, not all foreigners.
Okay, that's correct. That's correct.
In South Africa, Zimbabwe, Tanzania.
That's correct. Gambia, and it is Nigerians who are breaking the law.
That they were targeting at that point, but it can extend to any other person.
Yes.
But basically, we will not give Ghana the toga
of xenophobia
country
yeah.
at this moment.
At this point.
That's exactly
that's what you're saying.
Because it's been more of a nation to nation. At some point in the past, over football, they've had retaliations with Cote d'Ivoire, their neighbor. I think it was Ashanti Kotonko and ASEC Mimosa. The two clubs have played and something went wrong, and the two fans were going across the border
to attack themselves.
To fight themselves. It wasn't the nation versus nation. It was, so you won't call that also xenophobic. It was just a sectional issue. That's what is ongoing at the moment. Also, if we want to place it at that.
Right. So quickly, and I think it bears emphasizing that this is not the same case with what happened in 19, did you say 50? No, is it 59?
79, then 83.
No, she said
79.
Is it 79 or 59?
79.
Was it 79?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not what happened in 79 and or 83. This is different. And for my friend Ike Dudu, there is no official statement on it, and so there's no notice. There's nothing like short notice or long notice. The people who said that were just a few individuals who are aggrieved, and because we have technology, whatever happens anywhere, you can see almost immediately, it goes viral, and that's what happened. It's not the Ghanaian nation as an entity saying Nigerians must leave.
And there is that tendency also to note that people can decide to externalize an internal
matter.
Because until proper investigation is done, it might just be an event that is between a section of the people within a section of the town, that even other parts of the town is not aware that anything had gone wrong. And then we are seeing it on the international scene because people have access to social media. Because people have access to social media, and so they just think, oh, let's make noise, let's externalize it, let's show that they are oppressing us. Because again, it has happened only on one street. I don't think it's something that happened in more than one town in Ghana.
Even if it happened, it's not something that is
it's not universal. It's not widespread,
and it's not as if it's an everyday thing. Some people just
happened once,
aggrieved and felt that this can be put on. It's like what happens in families. Some families have issues and they put it on the social media. Several other families
bigger issues,
and it's not on social media. So that's it. Now, as we begin to round up, I think one point that needs also to be put out there is the fact that the governments of Nigeria and Ghana have actually met at some very high level to the point where Madam Bianca Ojukwu, who's the Minister of State Foreign Affairs, went for this same matter, visited Ghana, and she did come back saying there's no cause for alarm. Yeah, she did say that there's no cause for alarm. But we must also take that message from Isa Ali, who says that there's a need for a lot of education, and you have honed in on it. That I think this is actually for Nigeria. That Nigerians, I don't know whether I should get to the point of national orientation. That Nigerians should be told that, look, like I say, even at home, I say, see, the things that are acceptable in the next family may not be acceptable here. The things that we accept here may not be acceptable in the next family. Where I come from, they say that families are like towns. Yes. That is to say, there are rules guiding each family. So what's acceptable here may not be acceptable there. I cited even in the beginning of this conversation, I cited the fact that marijuana is legal in some places around the world. Yes. Yet in some other places it could get you a death penalty, it could get you imprisonment and all that.
It in the US.
And some other states.
If you are traveling across 5 states, you have to be sure that the 5 states
accept it.
Otherwise, you can see friends on Facebook asking questions that I'm going to pass through XYZ state. This item, are they accepted? People will tell, except you are going by air. Your final destination would accept, your starting point will accept, but these 2 states on the way,
if you're going by road,
in prison.
wow,
you will serve this jail term.
That's within a country.
That's within the
So you can now imagine different countries. So I think that point needs to be emphasized to Nigerians. Even if there are things we accept here, the moment you cross to another state, you must familiarize with whatever their laws are.
Of course.
You must apprise yourself of whatever is acceptable or whatever is unacceptable.
I think in the southwest, you see, this is the standard in our house. When we get to other places, it is a taboo.
It might be an anathema. So we need to take cognizance of this. We need to really take cognizance of this. Is there a caller out there who still wants to call? I might be able to manage one call just before we go. And but it's important that people know that there is no cause for alarm. It's not as bad as those videos portrayed. Yes, it's not as bad as those videos portrayed. Like Isa Ali said, and I must thank him very much for coming on the show. He said, as we speak, Nigerians still have cordial relations with Ghanaians right there in Ghana, and that Nigerians are running their businesses without let or hindrance in so many areas within Ghana. The people who sell phones, phone accessories are still doing their business. It's just that they are not comfortable with a few Nigerians who are breaking the law, and that they feel that some of the crimes are being introduced or being masterminded by Nigerians. The guy said, for example, you have a robbery group or a crime group, and you find maybe one Ghanaian and 4 Nigerians. Of course, when such happens, you can begin to make such inferences. Or ritual killings. There are crimes that are kind of characteristic of various jurisdictions around the world. There are drug countries, for example. So, and there are terrorist, quote unquote, nations. So, when you mention ritual killings, I think that we need to repent so that some of these tags do not get permanently fastened on us.
You remember that Ghanaians consume a lot of Nollywood content, and so there are things that
they see
as promoted,
exactly,
that they now see as the basis for defining
us,
the Nigerian people.
Wow.
So, to a large extent, therefore, we need to be sure that at least whether at home or wherever we find ourselves, I think we need to put good behaviors and good characters. That's better than skill. That's better, because all we want to sell sometimes is just the skill. So I have the raw skill, I'm enterprising, I'm this, I'm that. But people are also washing out. When you have good character, when you have good behavior, people find you reliable, and then they can engage with you, and they even give you more than you should get as
because of the trust,
because you have built trust.
But
when you come and you keep playing tricks and you do everything to outsmart them, because they are indigents, at some point they will decide to revolt. And when they revolt, even though their revolt may not be justifiable,
or may not be, maybe far bigger than whatever has been
overreaching, and it may not be justifiable, but the damage
would have been done. I think this is where we're going to put a halt to the program. Ben, thank you. It's a delight to have you all the time. Thank you so very much. Isa Jesus Ali, I hope you are watching, and I must say big thank you to you. We hope that we can have you fairly more regularly when especially matters concerning Nigeria, Ghana, or sometimes Ghana sports, or whether the debate on Nigerian jollof or Ghanaian jollof, which is better. maybe we can bring you on from time to time. Thank you so very much. It was a fantastic time with you. You are very objective, very dispassionate. Thank you so very much. Keep up the good work, bro. And let me say thank you to the millions of viewers from around the world who have stayed glued to this. Thank you for giving us the support. And let me tell you, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Kaftan TV is loaded with much more. Don't lose out. Stay focused and tell others this is where it's happening. You know what we say here? Imagine a beautiful a beautiful world. Now, just before I go, my production team, you're simply wonderful. Go get yourself some drink. Tell them the drinks are on the Falcons, the Super Falcons. They will pay. Bye bye. My name is Dayo Ogo. I'm out of here.